Good morning and welcome to the Forex Daily Update, brought to you by Pepperstone on Thursday the 12th of April 2018. I'm Darren Sinden and you can follow me throughout the day on Twitter by using @ds_Pepperstone. Right, let's take a look at overnight changes and price moves to be aware of. Another relatively quiet session overnight on the world's foreign exchanges. No major moves there to speak of. I will just flag a couple of points though. First of all, dollar index back below that key 90 level. And a couple of things to look at throughout the day and the end of the trading week. I would suggest we keep an eye on both dollar yen and dollar Swiss, both of which are sort of barometers for market risk or risk aversion, shall we say, with political tensions ratcheting up and the possibility of US strikes on Syria. I'd like to look at these two currencies as they are a good guide to how the market feels. Money will flow into them, ideally, or theoretically I should say, if the market adopts a risk-off attitude. Now then, what's on the calendar? Events that may move the markets today? Well, we've already had a speech from Bank of Japan's Governor Coeure. He started his second term in office this Monday. We've also had overnight consumer inflation expectations and investment lending data for homes in Australia. Foreign direct investment data for China as well for March. And to come at 06:30 or 7 GMT or 7:30 London time, we have MPC member Broadbent setting the ball rolling on the first of today's central bank speeches. 15 minutes later, we'll have consumer price index data normalised across the EU for March out of France. And then at 8:30 GMT, we'll have the Bank of England Credit Conditions Survey report, the latest in a line of reports that looks at the availability and ease of access to money in the UK. 9 AM GMT sees Eurozone industrial production data for February, and then at 11:30 we'll have the latest in the ECB monetary policy accounts. 12:15 we'll see ECB board member Coeure take to his feet to give us a speech, and then at 12:30 GMT or 1:30 London time we'll have continuing and initial jobless claims out of the USA. At 1600 GMT, German Bundesbank President Jens Weidman will be speaking. He'll be followed at 1900 by the Bank of England's Mark Carney. And to finish off the round of central bank speeches even, at 2100 we'll hear from FOMC member Neil Kashkari. And lastly, at 22:30, if you're still in the market, you can see business PMI data out of New Zealand for March. Right then, breaking news and comment that's caught my eye overnight. First of all, the Federal Reserve FOMC minutes showed that members expect US GDP, inflation and interest rates to rise further in 2018. Meanwhile, the IMF has warned China about unsustainable investments in debt-laden countries as part of its Belt and Road program. The thinking here being that it doesn't want China to make investments that won't be able to be maintained after China's interest may wane. Meanwhile, the Bank of Korea has left interest rates unchanged in the country at 1.5%, saying that inflation and demand within Korea is not high at the moment. Moody's is upgrading Mexico's credit outlook to stable from negative and has reiterated its A3 credit rating on the country. Right, food for thought then, something to take away with you into the trading day and beyond. Why not think about this? Even as the Federal Reserve considers a faster pace of tightening, the ECB still faces many challenges before it can follow suit. And one of these will be aligning market and analyst expectations to the underlying macro background. The chart opposite shows us the current disconnect in this regard. So this is the Citigroup Economic Surprise Index. The white line is the US version and the blue line the version for the European Union. As you can see, a massive undershoot in data here, the blue line just plunging down deeply into negative territory. What that says is that analysts have been far too optimistic and the EU data far too negative. And there is a disconnect and an out of alignment to stance at the moment, and something will need to change, I think, before the ECB can move further. Right, please take a moment to read the risk warning. Trading CFDs and foreign exchange on margin can be a risky business. If you're uncertain about the suitability of these products for you or the risks involved in trading them, then please do contact your Pepperstone account representative.